No, it's fine. Hello, guys, and welcome to another episode of All Out with Anshum Katuria. For today's episode, we've got not one but two guests. So we've got Ed. How you doing, Ed?
Yeah, good. Thank
and
you.
Big brother Harry. How
Hi,
you doing,
yeah.
guys? Good to see you.
Yeah.
I love the what's the shirt representing, Harry?
So it's DURFC, so Durham University Rugby Club.
So you're in
So-
university right now.
Yeah, so I'm up at uni in Durham,
Yeah.
and it's one of our shirts from we did a lot of stuff from November this year.
Yeah.
So it's our 150th year, so it's quite a.
Oh, that's
I thought I didn't quite think about what I was wearing when I put it on. So
it looks nice.
yeah. So
And
I'm
it's
repping
summer, so you
my
just wear the comfiest thing you find.
Yeah.
So just to give everyone like a quick introduction before we start, we've got Edward Burch. Edward, is it right?
Yeah,
I always used to wonder what it stands for because it's on my phone. It's just Ed Burch.
Yeah.
So you've played for Yorkshire through the under 16 age groups, was it?
yeah, so from under 10s.
Under 10s.
Yeah, all the way up to under 18s now.
Yeah. So you're playing for the under 18s right now. So
Yeah.
you've been a Yorkshire cricketer since under 10s,
Yeah, all
And-
the way through.
growing up with four brothers, four including you.
Yeah, so 3 older brothers.
So which
I'm
one
the
have we
eldest.
got? We've got number 2 from the top today.
Number 3 from the top.
Number 3 from the top.
So there's Will,
Yeah.
who's the oldest. Then there's George, and then there's me.
You're younger than George.
I'm younger than George. Yes, yeah.
The beard.
Yeah, George just looks quite young. 'cause
He does,
can't
he
grow a
does.
beard, so.
No, because when we did the documentary thing for my university project, we had George and your father Chris, obviously,
Yeah.
for the net session and everything, and he was chucking the side arms, which he's quite good at, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
He's
useful,
become quite good at. So because you've probably had like a lot of practice growing around.
yeah.
3 elder brothers.
Yeah, absolutely. Because they all kind of got me into it
Yeah.
initially. And then we've had quite a lot of family net sessions together, which is quite a good laugh.
So
We got like 4 or 5 of us.
how was it like a lot of bowling and fielding when you were growing up, I assume, or what was it like?
A bit of everything, because we managed to like get into the school and use the school nets and stuff or the club nets or wherever, and we just go like 4 or 5 of us together and have nets together. But yeah, there's also a bit of an emphasis on fielding as well, because it's a huge part of the game. You can't really hide in the field anymore, so
Also,
I've
I
worked
think
on that.
we all kind of just like running around, and we all really like that aspect of it, where there's like we really enjoy being really competitive with each other in the nets. Like, there's probably not anyone who plays my bowling better than Ed, and there are points where like Ed's bowling really well, and I know if I do one thing, it's just gonna throw him off. It's like we know each other really well. Then
That's
on the
just
field,
my
it's like-
producer walking in and out of the frame, guys.
But then like with the fielding stuff, it sort of gets a bit competitive as to
Yeah.
like, who's who can put the biggest dive in, which is usually Ed.
Easy.
Growing up when we were playing cricket in the garden on like patios and stuff, Ed would just chuck himself onto like concrete flooring to dive for a catch and just not care, just because like everyone else would be like trying to look after yourself, whereas Ed would just like throw himself into it.
Ed's just that youngest brother who's
Yeah.
like had enough.
yeah, I was just definitely just trying to impress my older brothers.
Yeah, exactly.
Was there a lot of bullying growing up? Or
No, not at all. We got on really well.
Yeah,
And I think we're just all really competitive because we play so much sport
yeah.
and just love playing it with each other and trying to be the best, but in like a really like healthy way.
So has it just been like cricket growing up, or what's it been like?
So cricket and rugby, I'd say the main 2 across the whole family. But we kind of just like throw hands at anything, like play golf together a bit as well, and we're just open to trying anything. But yeah, cricket and rugby mainly. I've stopped playing rugby a couple of years ago just because of injuries and stuff.
Yeah.
But Harry plays rugby at a high level at uni as well, and George and Will are mainly rugby now. Will bit cricket as well, so bit of a mix.
So the eldest brother, what was his name?
Will.
I've heard like has he played at a certain level or something?
So yeah, he's played at Hallam, which is
Yeah.
our kind of club that we all played kind of junior
Hallam
cricket all the
Cricket
way up
Club.
through. Yeah, Hallam Cricket Club.
I think I got your contact through. Was it Richard Storer or something?
Yeah,
Richard, yeah,
he's the
yeah.
kind of- yeah, the
Mr.
club
Hallam.
man. Yeah,
Mr.
yeah,
Hallam, yeah.
So yeah, Will played second team and first team at Hallam, which are very, very good standard. And he still plays a bit now. He's quite very busy with work, but
Yeah.
still plays like level of social cricket. And
He plays for
Does what he
sort of
can.
a not an invitational team in Sussex called the Martlets.
Okay.
So it's like one of 3 or 4 in Sussex, sort of like, I don't know how to describe. They're like a traveling team.
Almost like a touring side.
Yeah, like a touring side. They just play around different. Like, so there's another team called the Isengari or something like that. It's like a really old invitational team. It's quite like the 40 club in South Yorkshire.
Yeah.
It's the same sort of thing in Sussex. So he plays for that. So he plays a good level.
So what was it like in the sense of who used to bat and who used to bowl? Because there's 4 brothers. I'm assuming there was a lot of backyard cricket going on.
Yeah, a lot of backyard
So
cricket.
how was like the division of skill done? Like who bats more? Is there someone who just likes bowling and doesn't mind having a long bowl and not batting at all?
That would be me.
Maybe you're a little bit more.
I'm happy to bowl for a lot. I'm gonna say, like, there are a lot of times when probably growing up where it was just me and Ed playing in the garden.
Yeah.
And we'd do like, his fake test matches. And like,
Oh,
I
fake.
just couldn't get Ed out.
No, I've done too much of that. The fake test
the
matches.
fake test matches, like you set a batting order and like,
Yeah.
I'm Joe Root now, I'm Alistair Cook now, or whatever.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't get Ed out at a lot of points. But then like I'd get in, hit one straight over into next door's garden, and I'd be out, and then he's batting again. And then it's just like, that happened a lot.
Because so much energy built up, you just whack one out and get out.
Yeah, I
isn't
don't
it?
really have a defensive game either, so
No.
there wasn't, not much point in me digging in. You know what I mean? It's just
Slog away.
yeah, exactly.
No, because this happened to me a lot, that I'd be in practice sessions and I'm bowling, and at first, like, I wouldn't really have a kit, so I don't mind just bowling. And then even if someone's offering the kit and they're like, oh, you want to have a bat before we wrap up? And sometimes I'm just like, nah, I'm happy to bowl. I mean, I like batting as well, but it's just, I'm very happy to keep on bowling. So that's something you do as well.
It's fun. I kind of just love bowling, so I like
Yeah.
that. I like the competition, but I also like the energy you get.
Yeah.
I like the running aspect of it.
Yeah.
I think batting, I get a little. I mean, you've seen me in nets. I get so bored. Like you get bored of like concentrating for that
Yeah.
long. Whereas I like bowling. You just running,
Yeah.
and like I like the feeling of like bowling a ball and it just
Yeah.
like nipping away and like clipping the top off. Like that feeling is so much better than like hitting a cover drive or anything.
And I feel like it's also a thing that you even in one session you get better as you bowl more. Is that something that happens with you as well?
Yeah, like rhythm wise, I think there are points where like, if you lose your rhythm, it's so obvious, and the only real way you can get through it is just by keeping bowling. But in an hour long net session, it just feels awful because you get absolutely whacked about
Yeah.
because you're so off your rhythm.
Yeah.
But you have to just keep bowling, otherwise it's not going to come
Yeah,
back.
that's the only way you get back in
And
rhythm.
just everyone thinks you're rubbish, but like, everyone's just like whacking you around the net.
No, that's a
section.
real thing. I think a bowler, when he's bowling and he could be getting whacked around, and then the moment you hit your rhythm, and it's just all about that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Going through your run up and everything.
Yeah,
And
I found in net sessions sort of taking the batsman out of it is so much better. 'Cause, like, as a bowler, I like the competition that you
Yeah.
get, but in a net session, you're not really trying to win that competition because they're usually on your team,
Yeah.
and also you can't really set a field, so you don't like bowl to plans. It's like actually just take the batsman out of it. Like there'll be times in net sessions where like you get absolutely whacked over your head, but it's like I've actually bowled a good length ball there, so you don't really care.
Yeah.
But then you can bowl a terrible ball that they leave, and it's like, well, that's still a terrible ball. Like, in the game, they're not leaving that, and they're just whacking it. So
So you're very process oriented,
Yeah.
right? Rather than just being focused on the output and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
I think in training sessions, definitely. I think in matches, it kind of, I mean, you probably get this because you're equally as competitive, but like as soon as a match hits, like you get that competition comes in, and you kind of not forget about your own process, but like you've got your process set, and it becomes about the outcome. I don't know how you find that, but
Yeah, I think like for training, like all in the winter, like cricket's kind of training in the winter, playing in the summer tends to be. I think you work on everything technical and everything technical in the winter, and then when you're in the summer, you can't really think about it. It's all about making it muscle memory in the winter, so that when you're playing in the summer, it's competitive. You just think about the challenge that's in front of you, and hopefully, it works out technically, or the practice you've put in beforehand. So that's what I try and do.
Now, going back to you, Ed, and like your Yorkshire days, I'm very fascinated as to how you got into the setup, because Yorkshire is like a big county, isn't it? And there's probably loads of children and young kids who are like wanting to get into the setup. So how is that process like for you?
Yeah, because Yorkshire's almost like the size of 3 or 4 counties within
Yeah.
itself. So I think at younger age groups, it's divided into kind of 4 regions, it's changed quite a bit over the years, but generally like South Yorkshire, North Yorkshire, East Yorkshire, so on. So when I was 9, I think I got invited to train at some. I'm not even sure. I can't remember if it was Sheffield or South Yorkshire, whatever it was. I must have done all right at the net session and got invited back again. So that was South Yorkshire under 10s is where it all started. And then you kind of get asked to go on trial for Yorkshire. And then once I was in the setup, it was just a matter of trying to stay in the team each year, which I managed to do until now. So, yeah.
How's that experience been? Because obviously with the likes of Joe Root, Adam Lyth, Dom Bess, and these sorts of Johnny Bairstow, these sorts of cricketers that have come through the Yorkshire setup, how does it feel like to be a part of the same sort of setup for you?
It's really cool because obviously Yorkshire's very kind of historic and prestigious county. It's one of the best kind of academies in the country, and yeah, it's got so much history. It's really cool. And now, like progressing, being able to train with the pros every so often, and seeing these people in real life.
What professionals have you like trained with? If you could name a few.
Well, the ones like Adam Lyth, Dom Bess, George Hill, James Watson, most of the pros, and then I've kind of played with so Jaffa Chowan. Have you heard of him? He's played in the Big Bash recently. Loads of the pros, but there's a few I haven't. So Joe Root and Harry Burch aren't there very often.
Yeah.
Because obviously they're playing with Yorkshire a lot. I was 12th man for a game last year at T20.
You were in the county, was it?
So 12th man for the second team was last year, but they had like basically a first team out, and Joe Root was playing. It was kind of crazy because I think it was at Abbeydale as well.
Yeah.
So they got him in for.
He's playing at Abbeydale.
Yeah, he's playing at Abbeydale. It was a second team game at Abbeydale.
Yeah.
And he kind of came down, and obviously I'm coming up, so it's just weird how it kind of overlaps. I was just carrying drinks, but that was really cool seeing him play. So, yeah.
God, that's got to be like. Did you bowl to him or anything?
I bowled like with him in the warm up.
Okay.
And I tried to ask him for some tips.
Is it?
I think he probably just wanted to be left alone. To be honest, I've just been trying to get tips.
He's quite tall, isn't he?
Yeah, really tall.
It's deceptive.
Actually. Yeah, and I'm not a very big guy myself, so he's he's like 6'3"
or something.
Yeah,
like that,
very
so
tall.
Doesn't really seem and when he's standing in that slip corner, especially with someone like Harry Burch and those lots, you don't think he's that tall because those other fellas are like
some really tall players.
They're very tall.
Zach Crawley's massive.
Zach Crawley
is huge.
I went to this test match at Headingley, and I went there for 2 days, and the second day I was sitting in the Western Terrace.
Yeah,
we've got the trumpet and the Barmy Army in the back.
Oh, brilliant!
And there's just chugging beer straight, and then you've got probably Zach Crawley. Then on the contrary side, you've also got Ben Duckett coming into that same sort of to field in that area. And Zach Crawley is like tall; he's very tall. But that's what I'm saying with Root. He's 6'3", but then you can't tell because the others are so tall around him. And any other stories of like with pros in the nets or something of that sort for you?
Well, I got invited to kind of bowl at them in the winter for a few weeks, which was quite good. I think I probably took like 1 wicket over like 3 weeks or something.
1 wicket over 3 weeks.
Tough learning curve, but because like bowling indoors at
indoors is very no spin, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It was just like skidding on.
Yeah, that's why you got whacked.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been like
blame the deck.
Day 4 at Ahmedabad, and I still wouldn't have got anywhere.
At Ahmedabad, it's not going till day 4. Right? It's like day 2, day 3 max.
Yeah. So that was a cool challenge. And after the like net session, we went and did some fielding up at Wheatwood, which is like the Leeds uni. It's big kind of sports facility. And we just like have a kick about, play some football, do some fielding, and then we'd play like Danish long ball.
Okay.
Which is just like, it was just kind of messing about, but it was just like such good fun.
Yeah.
And it's like these players are like unbelievable standards. And like the fielding was so good. And then at the end of it, we're just playing a game, having a laugh. I just really enjoyed that bit of it.
Oh, that's brilliant.
So, yeah.
But obviously you're primarily a batter. So
yeah, about 50. Depends on the day, really.
Okay. It depends if it's Ahmedabad or whereabouts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So
on a flat track at the Oval.
Yeah,
It's
be a
zero
batsman.
batting.
have you seen the tracks, this series that they're putting out, like the Headingley track? Even on day 5, it
It was
was.
quality, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's why England won. Obviously, there's no other reason.
right,
That's
yeah,
why.
yeah.
No, but like, so have you faced any first team county bowlers from Yorkshire or something of that sort?
Not sure. Not from Yorkshire, I don't think. Faced maybe a couple from other counties when they're playing down into second team.
Yeah.
A little bit, because normally when you get put up into the pros, you're just there as a net bowler. Really, you don't get bowlers bowling at you that much.
See, that's the advantage of being a bowler. You can
Yeah,
just
exactly.
like,
Yeah.
let's put it there. You can just get in there, go to any net, and just be like, "Oh, can I bowl?" And it
Yeah.
doesn't matter who's batting. They'll be like, "Yeah, what's the harm?"
Yeah, exactly.
You got to
Yeah,
soften them
whereas-
up, like bowl
Yeah.
some pies at them so they
Yeah.
want to stay, and then just clear them up.
Imagine if
Unless
there's
they're
like
pros, yeah.
someone like a pro who's playing,
Yeah.
and you just go in there, and at first they're reluctant to let anyone in the net, and then you bowl some pies, and they get a few cover
Yeah,
drives, and then the
exactly.
confidence is up, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, this is my favorite net bowler from
Yeah.
next
Yeah.
time." Yeah, that's how I got into the team. That's what my role was.
Yeah,
No, so like, you've obviously been in the setup for a while,
yeah.
and you've interacted with the pros. Have you like traveled a lot within England playing and stuff like that?
Quite a lot. Yeah, so I've had tours to probably the furthest is Surrey, maybe.
Yeah,
We went on like for a 3-day game. Went down and stayed in a hotel.
yeah,
Those are probably the most fun. Staying in a hotel for like multi-day games, because you're just there with your mates.
yeah.
But obviously they can be really tough as well because you're spending whole days out in the field. So you got to try and learn to enjoy that as well. But yeah, the tours are really, really fun. I've got a few of those lined up towards the end of the season. It's kind of a block of Red Bull games
Okay.
where we'll might be staying in the hotels for a couple of the away games, and that'll be really cool.
Has it ever happened that you've fallen in love with the hotel so much that you've forgotten to wake up the next morning?
No, I make sure that I set my alarm because you don't want to be late for the team bus.
No, but you've been, since you've grown up, around like 3 elder brothers, and you've probably never been alone at your house.
Yeah.
Versus while you're traveling and by yourself in your room. How's that like for difference?
I don't particularly mind it, to be honest. Especially because we might be sharing rooms, so like you share them
Okay.
with a mate. But nice to get some peace and quiet, to be fair, sometimes because
Harry.
our house is
Go back
really...
to uni, Harry.
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
back.
Yeah, off you go.
They tell me they miss me, and then they can't wait to get rid of me as well. Like,
Yeah.
He's just a net bowler, Harry, after all.
Yeah, that's all I am.
He's just a net bowler.
As soon as he started batting,
You're all
properly,
part
I
of the
was-
script.
yeah,
That's it. You'll be cut off soon.
To be honest, I think you don't really. I don't know. You don't really like batting to me because you just leave everything. I don't like bowling either because so I'm quite a natural like outswinger.
Yeah.
Bowler, and I do get quite a bit of outswing. But because Ed knows that and he's faced me more than anyone ever.
Yeah.
Like I can bowl a ball
This-
on leg stump and he just leaves it.
This is the
It's really
story
annoying.
that, when I was covering for the documentary that I've mentioned for my final project, and I had a day out to train with Ed and your dad Chris, and we had in the Birkdale nets.
Yeah.
And then after that, I also wanted to do like sort of a family interview. So I went to your house. Ed wasn't there. There was the dogs. What are the names? I forgot. Sorry.
Bertie and Daisy.
Bertie and
Yeah.
Daisy.
Little rascals.
Or they're just all over for pets. They love having pets.
Yeah.
And then obviously they were your mom and dad. And we were talking a lot about you because they were saying, oh yeah, Harry bowls wheels and this fast and this that. And then they were like, because Ed has played so much against you that because you bowl like pretty quick, that's what I've heard. And so he's played so much against you that he's coping fine with it now.
Oh, he's absolutely like because you just line it up as well. Like you see it from the hand and you just line it up and it's.
Well, I've seen you develop the in swing.
Yeah.
So know when it's coming.
I used to when I first started bowling, it was just all outswing.
Yeah.
And I sort of like I need to develop an in swinger, and I sort of it took a lot of bedding in because it kind of my action went from going round and fully open my chest out and go like that, and it was just like that's so obvious, but it's got a bit better. And then in the first session where I could bowl a bouncer, I didn't bowl anything else that you did.
That kept me on my toes a little bit more.
Yeah, I've got a few videos of it. Like he just.
Oh, please share it.
Well, he ducked it before I even bowled it, because he knew the bouncer was coming. 'Cause he was like, Harry's so excited that he can bowl a bouncer now, and it was like there was no danger to you at any point because you were just ducking it as soon as I bowled it.
So is there any sort of, because he's saying that you keep leaving his balls, is there any sort of a mindset that I just don't want to get out to him?
Oh, absolutely.
Is it something like that?
Yeah,
That's
he'd give me a big send off if he got me
Oh,
out as well.
absolutely.
even
if
in a
it's
net
just
session.
Oh, absolutely,
Definitely, yeah.
You don't get, as an older brother of like Ed, who's a very, very good cricketer, you don't get many wins in cricket.
Yeah.
Like there's some stuff I can beat him at, but cricket's one of those where if I get any sort of win over him, I'm shirts off. I'm doing a lap of the net
Shirts off.
session. Everyone knows, yeah.
But
Not
that's
even
what they
that.
say about batting in a net session, isn't it? I don't know. There was I don't know if Glenn Maxwell or someone like that, they were talking about that there's no winning in a net session against a bowler because sure you can hit them for a 4, but next ball they can still
Yeah.
come and hit you back.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
so you're just
Oh.
happy to leave them all. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. Just don't get out.
I just wasted a load of energy bowling outside off stump. I'll drop one like slightly full on his legs, and he just clips it away 4. I'm like, well, I've just wasted about 10 balls of energy trying to set you up, and then I bowl one straight, and it's 4 runs. I'm like, oh, great! So it works both ways. Like,
Have you ever played against each other in like a game ever, or
I think once
Maybe just once the
So it was
big deal.
we had an old boys versus current first team game. And,
okay?
Ed was playing for the current first team, and I was playing for the old boys. And it was, how would you describe the pitch?
Oh yeah, it was an absolute minefield. Yeah,
it was a bag of snakes. Was another.
Yeah.
One. It was one of those where like everything just sat up unless you like. I mean, I just bowled short at you, didn't I?
Yeah, I was just like committed not to get out.
Yeah,
Is
much.
there any
exactly.
sort of sledging going on?
No, because I think we were just actually enjoying it. We were like, I think,
Yeah.
Why are you guys so wholesome? Fight, come
no,
on.
well, I think it's
Maybe this year. The
Yeah,
returning bid. Okay, we'll have a scrap. Or something.
yeah, I think so. Yeah, let's
Chuck the helmet out.
yeah. I'm keen for that.
Yeah, go on.
Marlon Samuels, Shane Warne kind of.
Oh,
yeah.
that'll be brilliant.
Yeah. But no, I just kept bowling short at you, and you were just like, well, I'm just going to duck it or drop it at my feet, and that was it. So it was good fun, but again, I just didn't want to get hit for 6, and Ed just didn't want to get out, so it was a bit of a stalemate, wasn't it?
Was it just like 0 of 10 balls or something like that?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
they score from the other end. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you got a 50 in about 3 or 4 overs. Once I came off, he was like, right, I can actually bat.
And that's
now.
got to
And
count as a win for you, isn't it?
I would rather have got him out, but
Fair enough.
we lost the game quite comfortably. So
No, I think did you not win? I
thought we
thought
lost.
you guys won. I can't remember.
Oh, yeah.
No
Either
one's
way.
claiming. Why are you so happy with each other? Come on.
Because I didn't really mind about the result. I kind of just wanted to get Ed out,
Yeah.
and he probably just didn't want to get out to me. So I think that was the actual battle in that game.
Who says cricket is a team game? It's just
Yeah,
1v1.
exactly.
Isn't it?
It's very weird, 'cause-
Yeah,
It's like it's supposed to be a team game, but it's just full of like individual battles.
Isn't it?
So it's-
I think we played on the same team a lot.
Would that be Birkdale as well?
Yeah, so I think my last 2 years, you were playing the first team with me at school, and then also at club level. I think through the senior teams, we kind of went at the same sort of pace. I think when Ed started in the 5s, I was still in the 5s, and then I think I went to the 4s. You skipped me to the 3s. Then I got into the 3s as you went into the 2s. So like
yeah.
we had like little crossovers as we worked up in Ed's now, playing in the 1s. But it's quite nice having that because we had George
So he's
and
playing in
Will.
the first team right now.
Ed is, yeah. And I went to I played a couple of games for the 1s when I was there. Then I went to a different club called Holmesfield to play there for a bit, and then but it was quite fun playing on the same team. We had one game where all 4 of us and our dad was playing.
Is it?
Yeah, and dad got a 5-fer.
Wow.
It still talks
Wow.
about a good, I don't know how many years it's been, but a lot of years. He still
Sometimes
talks
the
about
coach has to show how it's done, isn't
Yeah,
it. Coach is a big. That's a strong word. to use.
it?
Yeah.
Come on, give it to him.
No, I'll give it to
He's
him.
a lovely lad, isn't he? Like, I
Terrific-
remember
terrific bloke.
I got in touch with you through your mother, and we got everything set up and everything. And I was outside of Birkdale School when we were recording. And out comes this very smiley chap, and he's just like so wholesome. Like I can see where you guys get it from.
Yeah, no, he's a legend,
But
and he's very supportive of all of our sport.
He just loves.
He
sport.
loves cricket, doesn't he?
Yeah,
He
yeah,
does,
absolutely.
yeah.
Cricket's probably his main one. He played
Yeah.
rugby when he was a lot
say
younger, I
that's-
think. but
Him
then-
playing rugby is the reason we're all short, isn't it?
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
I'm
so-
not
You're
sure-
not short.
Well, we're not tall, but he
How tall are you?
Not enough. I don't want to say on camera because I'm sat down. I can
We
still
can say
maintain.
anything. We can say anything.
No.
I
But
just realized his feet are not touching the ground, guys.
I'm 5'2". All right.
Temba Bavuma. She's not that tall.
Temba
I meant with all due respect.
No. I mean he's a
To
jet,
Temba
he's a jet
Bavuma,
player, so
Isn't he?
he's a jet.
He didn't get him out. The
His
Aussies.
bat does look too big for him though, in the nicest possible way.
My podcast is gonna shut down before
Sorry for getting you cancelled.
before it even gets started.
But yeah, I think he got himself injured in a rugby game when he was 12 or 13,
Okay.
and it stopped him growing.
Yeah.
So I think he broke at least one, maybe two of his hips, and it stopped him growing.
At 12 or 13.
13, I think, and he had like pins about that big in each of his hips.
I'm not sure that's made us short there. I'm
I
not sure
mean-
the logic is there, to be honest. But
The
I'd like to claim it.
All right. Well, he's only that big, isn't he? So he's not. That,
yeah.
It fits in your pocket.
No, so is it because of him that you got into rugby and football as well? Would you?
Yeah, any sports really.
Not football, rugby and
especially
cricket.
Yeah, especially cricket.
He was big. Thing is, it was just his thing of like, from a very young age, we were as babies sat with little signature bats.
Yeah.
And throwing a little like soft toy at us and trying to get us to hit it.
That's how it gets started off, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And I'm assuming with the four brothers, were you the first one who got any sort of like professional top level exposure?
Yeah, I'd say yeah. For the others play like very high level of rugby.
Okay.
But for cricket, I'd say so.
So you were the first one who like sort of broke it sort of professionally in terms of cricket.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm not a professional level. Or I'm not sure if I'll ever be, but yeah, it's a decent level.
They humble you too much.
Yeah.
No, but okay. So talking about you're currently prepping to go to Australia. What's that about?
Yeah, so I thought about going straight after uni this year, and then got approached by a kind of the international cricket program. So it's kind of a program that helps international, like overseas in Australia. I'm not sure if they do other countries, but saying in Australia, like train alongside playing club cricket in Australia. And they were asked if I was interested, and then it made me think like, actually this could be quite cool to go and take a gap year and play their Australian season. So yeah, that's what I'm doing, and then slowly got put in touch with a club, went through an agency, got through to a club, and I got that all sorted. So yeah, it's pretty much all lined up. Got to sort my flights, but yeah, so go out in September, play their season, come back for the English season again. So we're very busy cricket wise.
Is that going to be your first year abroad? I'm assuming.
Yeah,
cricketer.
definitely.
Now you go away from these flat decks that they're making for you, and then you go and play some real cricket, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, finally get some nice bouncy pitches in Australia,
Yeah.
which could be cool.
Now, so obviously with your Australia tour coming up, is there any sort of difference in preparation that you're doing, or is the same?
I'm not sure. So with this program that I'll be doing, I'll be training kind of almost every day of the week with coaches out there who will hopefully give me some kind of guidance about the different challenge of playing in Australia as opposed to England. So I'll be getting a lot of training out there, probably more training than I would here, because I'll just be playing once a week on a Saturday and just training the rest of the week.
There's not much training here for clubs, is it?
Yeah, it's weird, especially at my club. There's one training session a week, and
What club are you
it's not-
currently playing?
Hallam.
Hallam.
Yeah.
Are you still playing for them, are you?
Yeah, still there. So at the moment it's just playing a lot of games, and that's kind of takes up most of my week. Whereas when I go to Australia, it'll be slightly different. So I'll just be playing once a week on a Saturday, but I'll be able to train loads during the week. So I think I probably prefer that because it allows me to stay on top of my game and keep practicing.
Whereabouts in Australia are you
So
going?
Melbourne. So
Okay.
it's a club called Bond Beach
Hmm.
in the Southern Bayside competition.
Yeah.
So
Do we know what division the club is in or anything?
it's just below grade cricket.
Okay.
So club or turf, I'm not sure
Yeah.
what it's called. Yeah.
Do you know anyone who's going with you, or you just?
I do. Yeah. I think they're having quite a few overseas.
Okay.
So I think he said like 5 or 6. My contact there, he said 5 or 6, or maybe 7 overseas between a load of different teams. So I think they've got 10 teams apparently, which is crazy.
One
But
club
yeah.
has got 10
Yeah,
teams.
10 teams. I think he said that.
What's going on in the tens? I
I
like
know.
some. I like some footage.
Yeah.
Maybe they need a bowler. That's what I was built for, wasn't it?
So that'll be cool. So there'll be overseas split across the 1s, 2s, and 3s, I think. And I've seen through their Instagram who a couple of them I recognised one name. Played against him. He plays for Cheshire.
Yeah.
So I played against him a bit growing up. So
you'll be playing with him in the same team.
I think so. Certainly the same club.
Okay.
So
you don't know which team, like with the 1s, 2s, or 3s.
I've been told I'll start in the 1s.
Okay.
So as long as I don't mess up too badly, hopefully I'll be in the 1s. And then I'll be staying either with other overseas in like a flat or with a family at the club.
So you'll be there for a few months.
Yeah. So 6 months. So end of September till March.
Are you carrying any sort of a bug kill spray or something with you to Australia?
Oh yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. No, that is not going to be good. Spiders, that'll be grim. I have to get used to that.
Even in the British summer, however, it's just like they just come out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible. That's nothing compared to the Australian ones.
Your dogs are probably having a field day at the house.
Yeah,
for hunts, wasn't it?
They're probably running away from them.
They're
scared of anything.
terrified of them.
Now, what's going on with you, Harry, at the uni, and what's the rugby thing going on for you right now?
So yeah, I play for Durham Uni Rugby. So we have five teams playing Bucks rugby on a Wednesday, and then we have a Saturday team, and then we've got our Wednesday this year did incredibly well playing in Bucks Super Rugby, so that's the top division, and they came fourth, and we've got some of those boys going off to play pro this year, and one of the lads just got onto GB7s, which is a crazy achievement for him. And so we're one of the top unis for rugby, but also that's not just our first team, because you've got some teams in that league won't have the depth of teams we have, and we kind of have a really strong coaching setup and how you say, like club setup to get boys who because a lot of boys in the 1s are starting the 5s and stuff like that. So for me, I've been a little bit, if I say so myself, I've been a little bit unlucky with injuries. I kind of missed the last quarter of last season through concussions. So broke my nose and got concussed at the same time, which was, you remember seeing me, I was sleeping like 12, 13 hours a day, not really with it at all. And so then I kind of was like, oh, do I want to play this game? And kind of decided I really want to play rugby. So came back this year full of beans, and 20 minutes into the first pre-season game, shattered my collarbone. So yeah, sort of, I was kind of going for a ball. I wasn't going for a ball, actually. This guy next to me's dropped it. I've jumped on it, turned towards my team, and we play on a Saturday in a local league to try and get up to a level of semi-professional men's rugby as a uni. But we had to start at the bottom, and you're playing against boys who, in the nicest way, aren't that bothered about their conditioning or their running. They're bothered about
just a couple of cigarettes before the game.
They're also kebab as well.
A couple of kebabs before and after the game. You've got like boys running around at about 130, 140 kilos who are just pure fat. And one of them decided he wanted to land on me, and I was kind of on my side, and my collarbone, if you imagine that, it kind of just went ping like that, and then there were a few little shards of it in there. So I had surgery about 2 weeks afterwards. Put it all together with some metal. So there's like a plate and 10 pins in there now.
Rugby just sounds insane to me.
No, mate, it's brilliant sport. It's terrific.
It's terrific.
And so yeah, that took me.
You've got to have some love for the sport.
It's amazing. In the same way, probably you two love cricket.
No, we're not. We're not going through all of that with cricket.
But that was 6 months of, to be honest, just boring gym work.
Rehab and all of that, I assume.
Yeah, and like lots of just going up and down like that.
Yes.
And it's just really dull, but it has to be done. So in a sort of a love-hate way with rugby at the moment, you absolutely love it, but you hate it. because it injures you.
Is rugby also an exclusively summer sport like cricket, or
No, so we can't. So it's difficult to play in the summer because of how hard the ground is.
Okay.
So we play pre-season starts mid-August time.
Okay.
So
we're
near the start
we're
of
not in
August.
season right now.
No.
Okay.
No. So we go to pre-season, then probably start playing leagues in September
Okay.
through to March, April time, and then it's a bit of time off, bit of time more in the gym, doing 3 or 4, 5 sessions a week in the gym instead of 1 or 2 during the season. So it's kind of the opposite. That's why we played both really, was because cricket season would finish September time as the rugby season started, and then rugby season would end April, and then we get started with cricket.
Just non-stop all year round, just
Non-stop,
sport.
yeah. Nothing other than rugby on a Saturday. That was kind of, you'd have mates who would be like,
So what's your collarbone at now? Is it like fully fixed?
So-
Is it?
It is and it isn't. It's the bone itself was fixed within 3 months of surgery, but there's a lot of, because of the trauma to the area, there's a lot of ligaments that just kind of, for want of a better word, they kind of just gave up.
Okay.
And especially had been mobilized for a while. It was, the way it was described to me, as like a golf ball on a tee, and it just didn't have the stability to do anything. So a lot of time in the gym, and then I got 2 games in at the end of the season, more for myself, that I wanted to prove that I could get back in 6 months, which is what it was told to me. But I probably shouldn't have bothered. If that makes sense. Like it wasn't that I hurt it more,
No.
but it was just like and it's still quite weak in a lot of ways. So I can do a couple of efforts in the gym with it, but it will fatigue so much more than the other one. It's just the nature of injuries, and it's not gonna be right for another year or so.
Okay, but then you're like sort of getting to full fitness in maybe a year's time or something like that.
Yeah, it's difficult to say like what full fitness is, because it is a naturally like, takes a long time to build up that stores of energy and strength in that shoulder. But they said it would feel normal in about a year's time. But I can play rugby now. I'm full fitness.
You could
to
probably play at any time. The way you
Well,
were
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about it.
Yeah, as long as you're not being soft, it's fine. But no, it's one of those that you kind of you just deal with it. And you get injuries in any sport really. Like you get it in cricket. You dislocated your finger the other day, didn't you?
Yeah.
Which one?
It was just this pinky, and it was kind of a high ball on the boundary. Just went in the sun right as I was about to catch it.
Well, of course it did.
It just. I still caught it.
You caught it?
Yeah. But I caught it. Looked
Do
down.
that, Steve Smith. Dislocate the finger and catch it.
But I just looked down, and you just, when it's just bending the wrong way, and it split open here. So it's a bit grim, but I had to stay on the field for another over while we had to get some fielder on.
Was
I
it,
was like, I need
was
to
it still
go.
off the place, or did you put it back on?
No, because it split open. I didn't really want to just pull it, and there wasn't a doctor or anything there, so we went to the hospital to get it put in properly.
So you just like that.
So
by the time you got to the hospital.
I'm not normally squeamish or anything, but it made me. I like looking at it. It made me feel a little bit sick.
How long ago was this?
4 or 5 weeks, I think, on a Saturday.
So now you're back again.
Yeah, I think I only had. I think I played that week actually because I was like a cup.
Your brothers are.
No, like it's one of those like if you love the sport and you're getting injured from it, like you just want to get back as quick as possible.
Yeah.
So like with a dislocated finger, you can wait ages, can't you, to let it fully heal?
Yeah, but with enough tape, it's all right.
Exactly.
With enough tape.
That's so my first game back, it was really funny. I had because I've had surgery and there's a metal plate, and they had to put like a silicone pad over it to stop it opening up again. And then I had to put that on. So that's quite a lot of tape to put on there. And then they were like, "We probably want to tape up your shoulder properly as well in case because at the moment it might just dislocate if someone hits it." And I was like, "All right, fine then." And I swear we used probably about 2 rolls of tape all on one shoulder, and I couldn't move it.
Do we have a picture to put on?
I unfortunately don't have a picture. I might be able to try and find one.
Yeah.
And I'll
If
send
we
it
do,
your
we'll
way.
put it on the screen.
Yeah, I'll send it your way. But I just had so much tape on this arm, I couldn't move it past there. So I'm trying to in a scrum, trying to bind onto someone out there. And it's so much effort to move all the tape that is
How
on my
are
shoulder.
people letting you on the field in such a condition is my question.
Well, I just told them I was fine. But it was one of those
I'm
where
fine with...
yeah.
I'm
But
fine.
well, I wasn't, unfortunately, I wasn't the only one with,
That has to be a meme. Harry going into rugby. I'm fine.
I was fine. It's one of those where I was so desperate to play that I was like, just put as much tape on as possible. I don't want anything happening to it. I'll just wear it if it's just tape. But we put so much on, and like I said, I couldn't move it past there. But got through the game, and that was what mattered. So yeah, we won. So
wow, I can see like the way you've grown up around all of this. Enough tape will fix it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
We've probably got quite a long list of injuries that we've had as a family of rugby and cricket injuries.
Absolutely.
Broken bones and concussions and everything.
Concussions. I've chipped a vertebra.
Have you?
What?
Yeah. That was like 13.
Did you hear that? He's chipped a vertebra at the...
Yeah, when in a scrum, so I was like, I had my arms up and my feet went out from underneath me and my back kind of just went like that. And the two vertebrae like grated against each other and chipped a little bit off. But it's one of those, it sounds so much worse than it was. It was 3 weeks out of sport and that was it.
Is it just me or are we just downplaying injuries? With me saying, I've got a little sprain, I can't play, it just makes me feel weak.
That's what you do. You got to downplay it, otherwise the doctors will tell you can't play anymore. So.
Yeah, the doctors don't want you to play, do you?
Yeah, exactly.
These sports, I don't think you're meant to play them, like rugby and cricket. I'd say specifically fast bowling.
Yeah,
you're not supposed to do these things, are you?
Nah, the body's not built.
Not
for it,
made for these things.
Yeah,
but enough tape and.
I tell you, my only cricketing injuries have been broken fingers. Like, I've had a lot of broken, like not many of my fingers are actually straight. Just because I had a lot of broken fingers because I'm bad at catching. Like yeah, I'm bad at catching. Like, I mean, the thumbs are pretty messed up. I should catch it with the fingertips, and then obviously I don't catch it, but it just breaks a finger.
I've been caught popping on fingers a few times.
Yeah.
The ball is very hard, and like that, I don't think people who've not played cricket, they don't understand. Because I know oftentimes cricket has been downplayed. There's not enough fitness required. It's not a hard sport.
Yeah.
And it's all that until you play it.
Yeah.
I have broken a finger with a wind ball.
Yeah. With a wind ball?
Yeah. You know, there's like the like soft orange ones.
Yeah.
We were just playing at the end of I think it was at the end of a 6-a-side day or something. And someone was just hitting them up in the air with a tennis racket and they were coming down. And one of them, it kind of landed on my finger like that. Just pushed it down and I got like a fully clean break just in there on the finger. It was the most embarrassing thing. I've broken my finger with a wind ball.
So I just like put it back in your pocket. Oh, I got a call from mum, guys.
Yeah,
I'll catch you tomorrow.
Just going like absolutely sobbing around the corner because I was in so much pain. Like,
I remember once I was playing back home in Delhi in India, and we had a university game the next day, and we were just doing some catching practice the day before. And I got this high ball, and I had to like run, sort of make a dive. And I don't know, it hits somewhere like over here, just at the top of my palm, and it's all blue. You know how that?
Especially when it's cold as well.
It
gets you. Yeah.
And it's just all blue, and like you're like, what to do? And then I don't know about here, but in India, everyone's a medical expert, and they're just like. So what I was told was, when the injury is fresh, you put ice, and then when you go home, put it in hot salt water.
Ooh, not heard of that one.
Yeah, and you'll come to India. You talk about tape. You'll get all sorts of advices to fix.
Yeah.
Even though my producer, he's a football player. And have you had any freak injuries or anything?
Not freaky, no.
Yeah.
Tore like a couple of ligaments though in the ankles while sprinting.
I love how you're just downplaying injuries. Just tore a couple of ligaments.
Yeah, but nothing major.
Nothing major.
That took me out for a couple of weeks though. Because it really hurts, you know. When
Of course it hurts. It's a torn ligament.
Yeah.
I think this one has to be, the episode's got to be called Downplaying Injuries. Ed Burch and Harry. No, so like, okay, moving on from injuries and all of that. Ed, I want to talk to you about your specific game, and because you're sort of like a power hitting batsman, aren't you?
Yeah, I'd say so.
And what number are you batting? I would like to know that.
So generally 5 or 6.
5 or 6.
Yeah. Across all formats really, around middle order. And I prefer scoring quickly to having to dig in. And
I've heard about it. I was talking to you about before the recording when I went for the Headingley game, and I met these people behind me, and there was Indians, and we started talking cricket, and one of their son was in the under 16 Yorkshire setup. And I said, oh yeah, I know someone from the similar setup, and I spoke about your name, and they knew you instantly, and they were like, yeah, he hits the ball very hard. Ed hits the ball very hard. And they're like, oh, he's going to Australia. He hits the ball very hard. And I've obviously had a net session with you as well, and like you do hit it like very hard and everything, and that number perfectly suits you, like 5 or 6. So it's like finishing games and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'd prefer. But I think I'm more suited to T20 stuff. There's like shorter formats, just because I prefer hitting it out of the park and trying to score quickly rather than having any sort of decent technique. But it's I love it. I think 5 or 6 is about right for me.
I think you're downplaying your technique. He's got a solid defense.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good defense. We had like, do you remember how many shots we took of him on camera? I was like, oh Ed, could you play one here?
Yeah.
Could you play one there? Could you dab this down? Do you remember that recording session that we had down there?
Yeah.
And you were a sponsored athlete back then as well, and you're still now. So you're working with
GM at the moment.
GM at the moment.
Yeah.
How's that like being? Because you were like 4 boys. So I'm pretty sure was a shortage of equipment ever or anything like fixing up broken bats or stuff like that happening?
Yeah, a lot. There's a lot of like handed down kit and sharing and trying to make, it's a very exciting day whenever we bought any of us bought new kit.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's quite cool when I've managed to get to a place where Jim can like give me kit, because nothing better than just getting new sports kit, whether it be clothing or like batting stuff. It's just the best. It's like Christmas or like, get a new kit.
But yeah, it kind of happens both ways as well, because like Ed's obviously just started with GM, but he's still got all his old Grey Nickel stuff.
Yeah.
So now I've got all your Grey Nickel stuff. So
Yesterday
I walked into my game looking like a sponsored athlete. Probably I'm not sponsored. Ed used to be sponsored by Grey Nickels, but I still looked a bit of a muppet in all Grey Nickel sash.
So is it that you can't be spotted with Grey Nickels gear now?
No, made the switch over now, so it's good for giving stuff back to my dad and my brothers.
Yeah.
Which is nice. A bit of payback for the.
So now you're giving your leftover kid.
Yeah.
Have at it, boys.
Yeah, exactly. yeah. Because they've given me plenty over the years as well.
So how's the procedure like to getting sponsored?
So it's kind of different. It's just worth like looking it up. I sent emails to different companies. So it's Grey Nickels. A lot of people that go with Grey Nickels because they tend to give a lot out to kind of county players growing up. But then I just had a little look around this winter, and GM gave me a very good offer. So went to GM, and the kit's really great. So I'm very happy to have done that.
So you're enjoying the GM kit now?
Yeah. It's really nice.
So same as Ben Stokes now, isn't it?
Yeah. He's probably got a few nicer bats than me, but yeah. It's very good kit.
Red Bull sponsorship, and then
maybe dye my hair ginger.
Yeah.
So how's it like? Do you get a few bats for the season, or what's it like?
Yeah, so pads, gloves, and 2 bats. Well, a few sets of pads, a few sets of gloves, 2 bats. So yeah, definitely plenty.
So if you're in a practice session and you just quickly wanna get a hit and your bat's nowhere nearby, and if you start playing with like a Kookaburra or a Grey Nickel, how's that?
I think I'd get away with that.
Is that a conflict of interest?
There's not too much paparazzi at my net sessions, to be fair. So.
Instant sacking.
Yeah, they tear up the
contract. They ask for the kit back.
I'm probably quite low down on their pecking order, to be honest. I'm not sure they care too much about what I do, but yeah, it's just. Yeah, I just use GM anyway, just because they've given me that kit. I might as well use it because it's very good.
So, is there any sort of in the net session with your mates? Is there any sort of bat borrowing, or they want a couple of bats? Like,
there's a lot of comparing in the changing room of like the people, obviously people with different brands and stuff. Obviously, everyone's got their preferences, so there's often a bit of comparing. But not too much sharing. I think people are very protective over their bats. They don't want it.
But that's the thing, when you've grown up like that, and for anyone to get that kit, and you've earned it, obviously you have, because you've been playing and you've been doing a lot of good stuff over the year for Yorkshire. Now you're sort of in the second team, as you said, that you've played a few games. So for you, it's obviously essential that you don't have to think about, if I break a bat, oh, I'm in trouble now. That's sort of a thing when you had when you were 14 or 15 and not sponsored.
Yeah.
I mean, not you were, but like for someone like me, it's sort of a big deal, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice to have at least a spare there in case they break. But yeah, look, neither mine have broken so far, which is quite handy. But I think now they kind of, I'm not a professional bat maker or anything, but I think they seem to be, as the bat's going to get better, for whatever reason, they might become more fragile. So
that's what they say, something that the higher grade bats, like the English willow stuff, that they tend to break faster, something like that.
I think so, yeah. Like they might be like a really good bat, but they just break easily at the toe or the
something of that sort.
I'm not sure exactly what they
are. You very fussy about your bats or your kid?
Not particularly. Like I was able to kind of put in a request of what shape and weight I wanted.
Yeah.
But I'm not overly fussy. Like you hear Marnus Labuschagne talk about his bats, and that's like
that's sort of the superstition or stuff that like, are you right pad first, left pad first, or something like that?
I mean, I put my pads on in the same order every time, but not like a superstition, just because like habit really. I'm not a very superstitious guy, to be honest.
So it's not like you have like Steve Smith, like 1, 2, 3, 4, everything.
No, I'm not like fidgeting about like Steve Smith.
Like hide your laces as well.
Hide your laces, yeah. What's that? Yeah. And wearing football socks or something, I think. Like
he
long
wears colourful socks.
Something of that sort.
No, that's not me. That's not me. No, a bit more. Stephen Smith's a bit of a character, isn't he?
Is there any sorts of professional cricketers that you've looked up to in sorts of like idols or something of that like?
I feel like kind of Joe Root's the obvious one, isn't he? Because he's from Sheffield. He bats and bowls off spin a bit. So he's kind of the obvious one.
Are you putting your name down as a replacement in case?
Oh, no, that's a very big call. Not sure I can do that. And obviously he's like one of the best in the world. But I also think there's some great characters in the England team as well. Like really love Mark Wood, just because he's so funny. Like seeing him in interviews and like some of the podcasts and stuff he's been on. He just seems like a really great character.
Yeah, Mark Wood is a funny one, and we've been talking about injuries, and he's someone who still bowls 150, gets something broken, gets it taped, as Harry said.
Yeah.
And then he's back and he just doesn't want to be slow. And I think that's all about his game, isn't he? Yeah. He just wants to bowl rockets.
Yeah.
Have you, what would you say is the quickest bowling that you faced?
Well, I'm not sure.
Harry.
Sorry.
Obviously Harry.
I know you can't say me
after that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I could put a number on it. Well, maybe in the bowling machine.
Wadey's probably the fastest you faced, surely.
Maybe Wadey, but I haven't actually faced him. So it's one of my mates who's under 18, who's signed a pro contract already. He's a very fast bowler. He's a great guy as well. But I haven't actually faced. He got clocked at 86 miles an hour last summer, I think it was.
Under 18 bowling 86 miles.
Yeah. So
under 17 it would have been then.
Yeah. So he's in the England under 19 squad.
86 miles is close to like 138, 139 kilometers per hour.
Okay, yeah. So
almost 140. Like 87 miles is 140, but it's very close. So that's, you'd say, is the quickest that you faced something.
Yeah. So I've not actually, because he's a good mate, but we're normally either on the same team or he's obviously higher than me. So I haven't actually faced him in a while. I'd say probably the quickest is just indoors on the bowling machine, ramping up to like late 80s indoors, and indoors on a fast wicket is always feels faster than outside.
Yeah,
as well.
I would agree to that. It just skids on, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Adds on an extra few miles an hour. So.
Do you have any preference in terms of bowling? Because you bowl fast, obviously. Is it the turf or in indoor nets? What do you prefer?
I like bowling indoors because it's just, I know your feet feel much lighter than stepping on grass and turf, and
you get more of sort of a bounce or something on a harder surface. Yeah,
and you do feel quicker when you're indoors. Like you do feel like you're actually a fast bowler instead of like because like when you asked him about sporting idols and cricket, mine is Darren Stevens. So the Kent
Darren Stevens,
the Kent bowler, because he's my
he's
not
sort playing still, is he?
No, unfortunately.
I think up until a couple of years ago he was around for. I was 45.
Yeah, Kent Crawley didn't give him a contract extension, which I say I'm over it, but I'm not. And so like he's sort of an inspiration in terms of like he bowls a similar speed and a similar way of getting batsmen out to me.
Yeah.
And so indoors was kind of like I enjoyed it because I seemed a bit faster, but there's a lot of times that even though I seemed faster, I still wasn't as fast. So people could just step down and ball doesn't nibble as much inside, doesn't swing as much inside. And so, but then when it got outside, I was like, this is my, like, it feels more difficult, like running wise, because you're running on turf and you've got heavy spikes on stuff like that. But in terms of actually like bowling, it's so much better being outdoors on a grass pitch where even on a hot day when it's quite a nice deck, you know you've got something in it because there's always a seam on the ball. There's always something you can do. And I like having a field to set up.
I like how optimistic you guys are.
It's like there's always a way of getting a batsman out in there. Like even if you're on a flat track at 30 degrees, if you just like pack the offside and bowl outside off, he's going to nick one at some point. And it's just like there's always a way of getting them out. And I quite like that aspect of it, being outdoors.
So you can always pull out the sandpaper if you want.
I know. He's going to Australia, so
okay.
he'll be learning.
And my
one.
podcast is getting taken down. Remember, with the fans at the ground, as I mentioned, I went to the Headingley game last week. The banter is unreal. And like you even saw with Yashasvi Jaiswal standing in front of the Western Terrace, it's just the banter, the chants that the English cricket fans have. As annoying as they are for other teams, but it's still fun, and I think it brings a lot to cricket, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. As long as it's not abusive and it's just like in a good spirit, it's can be a great laugh.
I remember I was in the same stand as the Miami, and every few hours there's this guy with the trumpet, and they just all know all the chants. And there was just a handful of us Indian fans, but it was still great banter, back and forth and all of that. And the chants are something. How are you guys so good at chants? That is something that I want to know.
I think it comes from football, to be fair. I think football's got some brilliant chants. Probably not repeatable on a podcast, but like football's got some great chants that kind of come into cricket as well. Rugby doesn't have as many, but yeah, I think it comes from football, and the chants in that has come into cricket.
So are you excited for the Australia tour then?
Yeah, very excited. I need to sort my kind of flights and visa and everything. So
Yeah.
I need to get that sorted soon.
What team was it again?
Bond Beach.
Bond Beach.
Bond Beach.
So do you know at this point what sort of format are you mostly going to be playing?
I need to double check that because in Australia they do sometimes play different formats.
Okay.
So they play like 2-day games over 2 Saturdays.
Yeah.
Which is obviously very different to what England do in
Yeah.
England. But I'm not sure if I'll be
2-day
doing
games
that.
over 2 Saturdays.
Yeah, really
Okay.
weird.
So it carries on
Yeah.
for a week.
So like you can bat one Saturday, get a first ball, and then you've got to wait like maybe a few weeks to bat again.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a bit weird. But I'm not sure if I'm doing that. It might be in certain areas of Australia. It might just be 50 over cricket for me.
Is it? But because I know in England you do a lot of 40 over cricket. Like
Yeah, a lot of 40 or 50 over cricket.
because all I have played is 40 over games.
Really?
Yeah. And it gets hot like some of the days.
Yeah.
And if you're not a great fieldsman like myself and you're doing a fine leg to fine leg, and then you get on for sort of a 8 over spell because that's your quota. And if I'm bowling well and the captain decides you're bowling 8 on the trot, and you're doing fine leg to fine leg, and obviously you can see there's not much fitness going on here, and then you're just like dead because it's so hot. And when there's a drinks break and they're giving it to the faster bowlers, and then there's just the spinners like chuck me some drinks as well. It does get hot, like
Certainly,
England. And it stays bright for long, which I love. I'm not a fan of getting dark at like 4 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah, certainly in the summer it's a lot nicer.
So that's something you're escaping because you're here till September, and then you're there for another summer.
Yeah,
for another
even
6
more
months.
sun, and it'll be even hotter, I think.
And then back here and more sun.
Yeah, exactly. So we're back in March, so ready for the English season again.
So is it right to say that you're sort of jumping in to 3 seasons in a row? Because you do a season here.
I'd say so, yeah.
So what's your sort of preparation in terms of fitness?
Well, I've worked very hard this winter just passed. I try and do as much as I can. And it's difficult in season, but I'm doing as much as I can. And then when I'm in Australia, I'll have access to gym and strength and conditioning coaches and everything like that, and I'll be probably running quite a bit. So I think it'll be easier once I'm in Australia because there'll be less games and more training.
Okay.
So it's easier to stay on top of fitness.
And in terms of managing workload, is that something you're looking forward to, or
Yeah.
at 18 you just go,
Yeah, well, I think they're a lot more worried about fast bowlers at
Yeah.
the moment with so many people getting stress fractures and
Yes.
stuff. But as a spinner, they're not too worried. So I'm kind of just can play whatever I like.
So is that something you enjoy, like just bowling, holding one end and bowling like 10, maybe 15 on the trot? Is that
Yeah.
something you mind?
Yeah, not pace bowlers normally don't like bowling at the other end to me because I bowl like really quick over. I just get back to the end of my mark, bowl off like 2 steps, and bowlers get like no break at the other end.
Yeah.
So I quite like that. I like to try and get through my overs and bowl as many as I can.
Have you bowled in tandem with him ever?
A while ago, I think. Not in the last couple of years at least.
Yeah,
you'd
I'm not
say.
sure when the last time would be. To be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah. I used to really like because I like the running is the bit I kind of like
Yeah.
in fast bowling. So like there was a point where probably the last time we properly played together was under 18s at club, wasn't it?
Probably. Yeah.
And I used to run back to my bowling mark because like you play on a Tuesday night, and if it's getting dark, you always had to bat in the dark. If you're the home team, so I'd be like, right, I'm just gonna run to the back of my mark. So I'd run to my mark, bowl, get the ball, run back, and it was like I quite enjoyed that aspect. So I wouldn't have minded.
So you don't need to do
Bowling.
anything on the off days. You're doing all the fitness and the
Yeah,
games.
exactly.
Running between balls, yeah.
But also like you think we grew up playing. I don't know. You like Saturdays were school cricket in the morning, then you go and play a club senior game on Saturday afternoon, and then Sunday morning was club junior cricket, and then like we'd often try and play Sunday friendly as well at a club. So
Yeah.
if you're playing 4 games a weekend,
Yeah.
if you were like, and we were really keen. So
But that's what I want to ask you, Ed, because you're obviously someone who's playing for a team. You have like probably professional contracts and all of that stuff. These, we all do that, the 2 games in like one in the morning, one in the afternoon, then one in the evening. At what point do you stop doing that and actually keep a proper track, and assess what you're going to play or what you're not going to play? Is it something you do, or at this point you still like you'll play as much as you can?
Yeah, it kind of depends. If there's normally the coaches at Yorkshire will kind of look after that.
Yeah.
Like if there's a week where you're basically playing every day, they'll be like, right, we'll prioritize this game and rest the other day, because there's no point in playing all of them if it's gonna injure you and then you're out for a few more weeks. So yeah, normally prioritize cup game or whichever game's most important, and rest me on the day. But normally that's taken out of my hands a lot of the time, and they make the decision for me.
So in Australia, you obviously said that there's going to be more training and less games. So are you going to focus more on, say, something like weight training, your plyometrics, your sprinting, or core work, or what is it going to be like more stamina based?
It'd be a bit of a mix. There's normally kind of 2 sides to it. So there's the strength and conditioning in the gym. So a lot of like core work. I'm not sure what they'll have planned for me in Australia, but at Yorkshire there was a bit of an emphasis on Olympic lifting.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of power stuff, and then just general strength work. And then there's the other side of it, like conditioning. So running 2 or 3 times a week, to try and keep me kind of aerobically fit as well. So there'll be kind of 2 sides to it, and then obviously all building up to the game on the Saturday.
Yeah.
And probably rest Sunday, and then do that however many weeks I'm there. Repeat.
And that's
day,
all you're
every
going to
week.
do.
Yeah, pretty
How,
much.
from a mentality standpoint, how is the athlete life? Because I obviously never became a professional athlete, but this is the sort of element of sport that I want to get into, like sport media. And for me personally, I don't think there's anything cooler than being an athlete. But obviously it's not as easy as it looks, isn't it? That you just gotta train. You have to focus on your nutrition. You can't just be eating whatever you want. And then you've got to keep turning up for games. Even if you have a bad game, you've got to reset. Even if you have a good game, you've got to reset. How's that something you deal with?
Yeah, it's been very tough. Especially this year is probably been my toughest year because A-level is kind of all peaked at the same time. So A-level peaks, the summer, my education peaks this summer with A levels. The cricket's kind of peaking. This is my final year with Yorkshire, like in the academy, before you're either like released or signed. So it's been stressful this year, and especially cricket as well, because it's like even the best batsmen don't get runs every time.
No.
There's so much failure to deal with, even if you're a good player. So it is really tough. I think it's probably. I mean, maybe I'm just biased, but I think it's one of the toughest sports mentally.
Of course,
Because
because
there's so
of
much-
the long hours you have to put in
Yeah,
and all of
yeah,
that. as well.
exactly, and it's all day as well. Like, if you have a bad day at football or rugby, it's an hour and a half and then it's done.
Yeah.
But a bad day at cricket, you're there for a day or 4 or 5 days.
And that's another thing
dealing with
about
it.
cricket. You could go in there, get out first ball, and then
Yeah.
you're just there all day, just sitting.
Yeah.
And that's not happening in football, is it?
Yeah, exactly.
So I agree to the mental aspect of it, which I think is often downplayed, but
Yeah.
you have to probably deal with that a lot as well.
Yeah.
Is there any sort of mental conditioning coaches that you've ever worked with or anything like that?
Yeah, so there's a psychologist we have a team psychologist at Yorkshire, and I've got one kind of meeting with her due soon actually. But yeah, just like a routine one, pre-season, mid-season, post-season, just to check up. But yeah, I haven't used it a lot just because I don't know. I'm not very good at that kind of thing.
What's your take on the mental conditioning, all of that?
Ed can say I'm quite bad at dealing with pressure.
Yeah.
So I'm quite. One thing to know about me is like at uni I played in a darts team, very low level of darts. But I used to like training wise, like we played training games against each other. I battered everyone, not battered, but like I was able to beat everyone well. And then it got to games and I'd lose against people who were playing their first ever game of darts, and it was purely the pressure. I just could not. So when he talks, that's probably the biggest difference. Me and Ed are very similar people, but probably the biggest difference between you and me is you like that pressure that I see you dealing with on the cricket pitch when you're playing for Yorkshire. I'd crumble within seconds, whereas I quite like the kind of rugby aspect of it, where the pressure is slightly taken off in that if you work really hard and just run about and chuck yourself into everything, that's doing well. Whereas if you die in cricket, yeah, it's alright, but like you can still bowl a bad ball even if you're trying your hardest. Whereas rugby, if you're trying your hardest, you're realistically going to be doing pretty well.
Or sometimes just end up with a shattered
well,
collarbone.
yeah, sometimes you know someone from the northeast will jump on you and give you some verbals on the floor as you're choking on the gum shield. But there's that aspect to it.
I
But
think you're making it sound so normal and you're downplaying it so much. The mental toughness that you require for rugby, sitting in the changing room, preparing for 100-kilogram guy running at you, that probably scared the shit out of me.
But I think that's the difference is that you're preparing for a physical conflict.
But
which I think
that
is the
I would
difference
say
between
is
the
a
two.
sort of mental toughness that you do possess that you're probably not touching on.
I think so. It's preparing yourself for that physical contest, which I think comes from a place of like you either address it or you don't. Whereas cricket, I think you kind of.
But you
can't
are
ignore the
mentally tough
pressure.
as well, is what I'm saying.
Yes, yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
in a
yeah.
different capacity, but
In a
you're
different
100%.
capacity. But I think you're preparing for a different fight.
But you
in-
need
in
different
rugby.
sorts of
Yeah.
elements in a team. So
Mm.
I'm pretty sure, like,
I think one thing I realized was rugby's got this kind of culture of getting really psyched up before games.
yeah,
Everyone like being
getting in
really-
the zone.
Yeah, and I think something I learned from cricket is when I get angry and you're like, angry
It
fast
won't
bowler,
work.
it just goes so wrong with it. It just ends badly. I kind of something I probably learned from cricket is take that into rugby and like just be much more relaxed about things, and they end up a lot better. Like as long as you're putting effort in and you're doing your best, and you're like, you find that part of the brain that lets you just enjoy the sport. I think a lot of people need that getting fired up to enjoy the sport, whereas I just absolutely love rugby and cricket. I just
Yeah.
love the sports themselves. That I just want a mental state that means I can go out there and just enjoy it. Whereas getting angry and all psyched up, especially for fast bowling, it's just it's enjoyable to do it. And getting all psyched up and being an angry fast bowler and doesn't really add enjoyment. Some people it might add a couple of miles an hour, or it might add a bit of might gain you one more wicket because you've scared a batsman out. But realistically, my speeds and level I'm playing at, it's not gonna do that. So just it's finding a way of enjoying the sport at whatever level you're at, really, isn't it? So.
That's very well said. That how do you incorporate what he's just said in terms of you playing? There's sort of things at stake. Playing for Yorkshire, it's not the same as just turning up on a weekend for a club game. How do you keep enjoying the sport intact?
I don't know. I think it probably comes from the fact that I'm just playing with my mates. Like, I played with a lot of these guys since I was 10, and this is now our final year. So I'm just trying to think, like, kind of keep enjoying it and just playing cricket with my mates. And whatever happens at the end of the season, whatever happens. But it's all about just enjoying the sport. There's no point if you're not enjoying it.
And we both sort each other out in a lot of ways. And that I think there was one point where we were going for a net session, and I don't want to speak for you here, but I'm going to. Like you were going to say, like, right, anytime I miss a ball, if I get out, I'm going to do like 20 press ups.
Oh.
And I kind of was just I went a bit like wise older brother, and was like, you're just adding a negative to a negative. And I think it's trying to keep it positive of like, right, you've hit a good shot. I don't know, like that's a positive instead of just focusing on the negative and drawing that out. It's rewarding the positive instead of hurting the negative. I think we've both done that at times where you just get on your own back. I think the point where we do it the most is probably playing golf, which is weird because none of our main sports, but we can get quite angry and like down on ourselves at golf. Not pointing any fingers at Ed, but he does get angry at golf sometimes.
Yeah, I probably lose my head on the golf course. It's not good.
Yeah. I mean, we all do it, but Ed is spectacular with it. He's usually like really cool and collected in a lot of other ways. Whereas on the golf course, it's just hilarious. Like we all do it, but Ed's is so much funnier because it's just so uncharacteristic.
I've realised from playing golf with other people that I only really get angry playing golf with my family. They just bring out the worst in me.
Yeah.
I think it's because we're so competitive.
Yeah,
exactly. So when it goes badly, I'm like...
One thing I've realized after moving abroad, no one can get you angry like your family.
Absolutely.
There's no one.
Absolutely, yeah.
I've been 2 years. I'm like the most calm Zen guy. I'll be on a call 5 minutes. Just, my neck winds up and down. Everything's happening.
But it's quite funny seeing the kind of the very cool and collected Ed that you get at cricket, where it's like, even like the other day, me and Dad were walking around the pitch, and we said to Ed like, "Oh, this guy's batting really well," and like a bit worrying. And he was like, "Yeah, he's played a few nice shots." It's like it wasn't being disrespectful to the guy, but like we thought it was a big dramatic thing of this guy's actually whacking everyone around.
Yeah.
And Ed's just like really calm and collected, and being like, "Yeah, he's playing a few shots, yeah." And it's like me and my dad were so dramatic about it, like thinking this guy's the next thing, being like, "Oh, he's a jet, isn't he? He's amazing. You're not going to get him out." And then Ed's just like, "Yeah, he's playing some shots." Like that's the difference between, I think, Ed being like really cool and collected, whereas myself and my dad were like dramatizing the situation.
You are very dramatic, yeah.
Yeah. But that's where like the different type of pressure came in. Of I can deal with pressure in ways that probably I can deal with that physical pressure of this.
You're that sort of all-out warrior. That's what you are, isn't it?
I'm just a physical warrior. Yeah. Gladiatorial.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And you're probably more like calm, collected. And
Yeah.
You see the bigger picture, kind of a thing.
Yeah, probably. I'm just kind of very level, I'd say.
And that's what you need, I think, for professional sports most of the time, especially cricket. Maybe if you're playing the longer formats or anything of that sort.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm not saying I don't get angry when sometimes, especially when I get out. And I think rugby is easier for that because when you mess up or you're angry, like you can just put in a big tackle or something.
And it's a part of the game.
And it's legal and like it's positive. Yeah. Whereas cricket, there's not really an outlet. That's probably why people like just trash up the change room when they get out and start throwing the kit around.
Yeah. That's what I was wondering when you were talking to me about, getting charged up before a rugby game.
Yeah.
If you do the similar thing in cricket and you're charging up for a rugby game, you're going out giving tackles.
Yeah.
And at the same parallel, if you're charging up yourself for a cricket game, I'm the best. And then you go out there and leave a ball and like it doesn't...
all the adrenaline goes straight away. And you're suddenly like, why on earth did I do any of that stuff? I look an absolute fool. I've got out second ball. And you just, like, I mean, in terms of getting angry when you get out, I've broken a helmet before. I've broken a bat actually.
Really?
Yeah, I chipped like a corner off the
Now
bat 'cause I hit
he's
the
got
floor
to
so
check
hard.
how your
Well,
sponsorship's getting
Yeah, maybe
shared.
I won't give you any more
Yeah,
kit.
I was gonna say,
It's getting chucked
But,
about.
Time out, brother.
You gotta throw
It
the
was a-
soft kit, not the bats and
Yeah,
helmets.
yeah.
Gotta throw
I've-
gloves instead.
There was one story that Will told us of this guy at Harlem.
Will is the eldest brother,
Sorry, yeah,
just for
Will's,
context.
Will's the oldest, and he was playing in this cup game, and the captain of the team came in, got out in playing a stupid shot, and he came off, and no one said anything. Obviously, you get like a little ripple of applause, but no one said anything because it was just like the guy was clearly upset, and he just sat down with his helmet and just started stamping on it, like stamping on his helmet, like loads and loads and loads, stamping on this helmet. Goes on a walk round the pitch, comes back, keeps stamping on his helmet. This is going on for like 15 minutes. He does a couple of laps of the pitch, stamping on his helmet. And then eventually he just sits down and just everyone's scared to talk to him. There's like crumpled helmet right in front of him. And another guy comes out, another guy's got out and just comes and sits next to him. And just really quietly, he just picks up the helmet, puts it in front of the guy who just got out, and he starts whacking it as well. It's the most like amazing story of like, yeah, everyone just gets angry when they get out. And there's not really a way of getting around it. But yeah.
That's the deal with cricket, right? You're out and the day's over for you, sort of.
Yeah.
And that's why you start
It's probably
bowling.
the worst feeling in the world to be
Exactly.
getting out.
Yeah. No, my shoulder hurt quite a lot.
So is it like, do you bat as well?
I do.
Yeah.
My batting is probably I probably don't use it as much as I could. Probably got a bit more potential than I show at times. I've got a decent defense, but I just get bored and I play a stupid shot and I, don't quite concentrate and then I'm out and it's just all right, that's over. And then I'll put myself down and be like, I'll buy 11 because I don't want to fail.
Yeah.
So like I'm probably being a bit arrogant there, but I probably can do a bit better than I have been doing in the recent years. But I didn't start bowling pace until I was 15. So I used to be a batsman, really liked opening the batting. And then I started bowling pace with, I don't know if you remember my action when I first started. It was, the way it's been described as like a frog in a blender. Because I used to like go up in the air, like both arms in the air and then swing them down. And it was just like hooping in swingers with no control whatsoever. And, but I was a batsman before that. Not a successful one. My first season playing adult cricket, I got 7 ducks in 8 games. And
How much did you score in the 8th?
I got 3 in that game. Yeah.
So 3 runs
There was
in 8
there was an
innings.
audible cheer from the rest of the team when I got off the mark, and I was like, "That's quite embarrassing, isn't it?" But that was probably a little push to start bowling, just give something to the team. You know what I mean?
Being realistic and
Yeah.
I love that.
It was one of those where like I don't know why they're still picking me, so I
Yeah.
probably need to do something to give a bit more to these lads. But
Yeah.
it was. And then bowling took off, and I kind of gave up on batting a little bit because I didn't quite enjoy it, and I wasn't, like I said, I'm not great dealing with that like direct pressure on what I'm doing, and bowling takes the pressure off because it's more physical.
And you get more chances and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Whereas batting is like it's all on you, and that pressure it feels like it's enclosed on you. Whereas bowling, you're very open and free to do what you want. So
That's nice.
Yeah.
So you bowl spin, obviously. Is that sort of a similar thing for you that if you get out early, you try to make up with the bowling as well?
Yeah, definitely. I think I'd struggle if I was just a batsman
Yeah.
because when you don't get a score, it's just like that's your day. You just go stand there in the field for however long.
Yeah.
So I like.
But you're not
having
doing
the bowling
like
as
me,
well.
fine leg to fine leg, are you?
No. So that's, yeah. So I'm very glad I bowl because I need like a second chance and a lot of the time to try and have a good day.
Are you hoping for bouncier pitches in Australia to maybe?
Potentially, I'm not sure there'll be a huge amount of spin out
Yeah.
there, but maybe a bit of bounce. So it'll be a new challenge to try and learn how to bowl spin over there.
Just to like sort of round up the entire conversation, what's cricket looking like going forward for you?
So I've got this season lined up in Australia this year.
Yeah.
So with Yorkshire wise, this is my last season.
That you know of
the
for now.
academy. Yeah, in the academy. And then they'll either let me go or get signed. And then I'll try, if I get released, I'll probably try and look at counties elsewhere and see how my season goes in Australia. And then I'm going to go to uni the following year to try and kind of keep cricket and academia going at the same time and just see where that takes me.
I wish you very best of luck for your season abroad.
Thank you very
Hopefully
much.
you have a great season.
Thank
and
you.
hope to see a lot more of you. And hopefully have you back on the podcast sometime when you're back from Australia.
Yeah, that'd be great.
It
I'll
was,
tell you
it
all
was
about
great
it.
having you both on, guys. Thank you, Harry.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Cheers.
so much, Ed.
Thank you,
Cheers,
Anshum.
guys. Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you, guys.